Well, things just keep getting weirder. Turns out Turning Point USA is paying influencers to attack Candace Owens. Here you can see the leaked email instructing influencers on exactly what to call Candace: demonic, demon, evil. Here you can see said influencers posting as such: demon, demon, evil demon. And then here you can see Turning Point USA's documentation of those influencers and how good of a job they did with exactly what they said and how well they parroted the talking points. Is there anything wrong with this? Well, it looks sketchy at best. We'll get into all the details coming up. Welcome back to the JP Reacts channel, my freedom-loving friend. This is where we help spread the light of truth and freedom, because truth indeed conquers. Now, what is not truthful is influencers presenting themselves with an authentic perspective when in fact they were giving those talking points, said, say this, as though it's your own perspective. Different than in advertising. Like when you see ads on my videos, I'm basically saying I was paid to say these words. Now, granted, I refuse a lot of products that I don't use in my own life or wouldn't use, so there's congruence with it. So this is different than an advertisement. This is, I think, a real significant loss of credibility with all these influencers, and we'll go through the list of names. Here's an influencer who stepped up the day before this came out. Matt Wallace posts this on Twitter: full disclosure, I was offered money today to say bad things about Candace Owens and turned it down. Yikes. Now, as we go through the details of this, the question I have is this a bad look for Turning Point USA? Is this a bad look for the influencers? Let's get into it. So here's the leaked email that CU, which is some kind of a Turning Point organization, you can see at the bottom of it, CU team, they sent this out to their influencers, and the subject line: urgent, shut down Candace's latest smear, action needed tonight. So this comes out after Candace released her trailer for her Erica Kirk investigative series. We'll take a look at the trailer coming up shortly. So this is them doing a coordinated attack. Here's the talking points. Go say them, parrots. Now, as we get into this, I'll say I have respect for people when they can have an authentic perspective that is different than mine. You could say Candace is bad, she's terrible, or you'd say she's good, she's great. And if that's your authentic perspective, I have a certain level of respect for that. But I have zero respect for someone who has talking points and then deceptively presents them as though they are their own talking points. Whether those talking points agree with my perspective or disagree, I have zero respect for that. Here's what the leaked email from the Turning Point CU team says. This isn't journalism, in reference to Candace's upcoming documentary about Erica Kirk, which I'm guessing they're suspecting that's not going to be flattering to her. This isn't journalism. It's pure evil. Demonic. They're already using their own talking points. Use demon, demonic, evil per the instruction, and they're doing it already in the text of this. This is great. It's pure evil, demonic slander against a widow still in mourning, dragging Charlie's name and legacy through the mud for clicks and clout. We've seen her pattern before, but this time it's personal. It's vicious, and it has to stop. That sounds like a movie trailer line, you know, like some action hero, like this time it's personal, it's vicious. So here's your talking points. Sheep, go say them. Use these verbatim or close variations. Candace Owens is evil, pure evil. Talking point number 1. This is demonic, straight up satanic level attack on a widow and her kids. That's the second one. The third talking point: Candace is a demon obsessed with destroying Charlie's family. Fourth talking point: how can any real Christian stay silent while she attacks Erica Kirk like this? Ooh, manipulate the audience. Like, yeah, why I shouldn't be outraged. Fifth talking point: she's not asking questions, she's conducting a witch hunt. Cool. Action items. Do this now before it trends further. Here's your instructions. Slaves, go do it. Here's your words for you to say, slaves. Quote or reply to this key post exposing the trailer and calling it out using the language above. Retweet, post, etc. Share and quote Graham Allen, strong stand. He's leading the charge. I guess he's the best one at doing the verbatim talking points. Number 3, post your own version if you have reach. Tag accounts like Cat Turd, Gunther Eagleman, Wells Jordan. So they're bigger accounts that are most likely on this list that are going to be retweeting and amplifying things. Flood the replies under any Candace defending or neutral posts with the demonic evil framing. Make it impossible to ignore. This coordinated push worked against her before. It can bury this trailer before episode 1 even drops. Don't let it might actually amplify it, like how the algorithm works, but I digress. Don't let the discernment crowd spin this as brave truth-telling. It's exploitation of tragedy. If you're in, hit reply with in, and we'll loop you into the next update. For Charlie, for Erica, for the kids, for what's left of decency on our side, stay strong, see you team. Okay, now, remember those talking points, which is pretty much the words evil, demon, and demonic. And then here you can, and keep in mind these accounts, yay, we'll see the the analysis of how well the accounts did according to this CU team. So here you see Cat Turd. Just so you know, Candace Owens is pure evil. Well done. She's a demon straight from the bowels of hell. Got the 2 words in there. Just the sight of her, yada, yada, yada. Does anyone else feel this way? Graham Allen. I'm convinced Candace Owens is a demon. All caps. Vivid. Candace Owens is evil. Great use of the specific talking points. Gunther Eagleman. Whether you are a Candace fan or not, this is evil. Caleb Hall. Candace Owens is a demonic creature who will do anything for a click. You're a coward if you're too scared of her to speak out. Cinema Shogun. It takes a special kind of evil to do something like this. Candace Owens is that special kind of evil. If you support this, you're morally bankrupt. Isle Yakabi. Candace Owens is truly Satan. Absolutely evil. I'm guessing if you polled 100 people just randomly that are somewhat in the know of like, there's like controversy around Erica Kirk, a minimum of 30 would like think Candace is like not doing good work. Maybe it'd be 50%. My assessment is that the majority of people do have questions of Erica Kirk now, and therefore support Candace questioning things. That doesn't necessarily mean they support everything that Candace says, but they support her questioning things. So nonetheless, of those, call it 30 people that would say, yeah, I don't like what Candace is doing, it would be very weird for them to just all organically use the same 2 words that you're labeling, evil and demonic. Evil demon, evil demon, evil demon. Well, in fact, this is not a coincidence. You could almost call it, well, a coordinated effort because it is. We'll get back to the video in just a second, but first I want to tell you about something in my health practice that I absolutely never miss, and that's taking my grass-fed beef liver by Ancestral Supplements every single day. Why? Because having a slow metabolism, low energy, and mental fog are my primary enemies in life. Beef liver is considered nature's multivitamin for a reason. It gives you most of the daily vitamins and minerals that you need, like vitamin A, B12, K, and iron. And because it comes in the form of real food, beef liver, your body can absorb 85% more of that nutrition than if it came from some synthetic pill. And personally, I've known about the immense value of beef liver for a long time, but my problem was I didn't like eating liver. Didn't like the taste of it. Plus, it's a pain in the butt to cook liver. However, Ancestral Supplements solved that problem for me with their grass-fed beef liver. Now I quickly and easily get all the benefits of nature's multivitamin without the hassle of cooking or, quite frankly, the taste. I love the grass-fed beef liver because it keeps my metabolism fast, energy high, mind sharp, and my cravings for crap low. If you want to conquer low energy, bring grass-fed beef liver into your life. Go to ancestralsupplements.com/JPReacts, and for 15% off, use discount code JPReacts. Now back to the video. And then you have more of this. Steve Deese is in there. That Han Shawnedy account. Cat turd again. This is great. Rob Schneider's in there. This is some of the money that the grifting sociopath demon. I like it. Yeah, here's the post-game assessment. How well did the influencers do? Simon Goddick posts this. These are the people who were paid to call Candace Owens evil or demon. Whatever you think of her, smearing someone for money is morally bankrupt. Let's take a look. Like, this is interesting. Obviously, the username, Cat Turd, Graham Allen, Gunther Eagleman, Wells Jorda, Dan Bongino. How you doing? Hi, Dan, how are you? You doing good? It's more popular than ever. Laura Loomer, Steve Deese, Dave Rubin, Ben Shapiro. So you have the timestamps, apparently when their tweet went out. The verified wording, key excerpt. Candace Owens is pure evil. She's a demon straight from the bowels of hell. This is Cat Turd. Then the notes, memo, connection. Strong early match, tagged in original memo. So like this last column on the right, it's telling you like essentially how well they did parroting the talking points. Like, let's see, exact demonic match, heaviest pusher. That's awesome. So that's heaviest pusher, Graham Allen. I guess he's the best parrot. Let's see how Laura Loomer did. Repeated evil framing. She does repeat herself a lot. Now, Dr. Simon Goddick, in his tweet, he says, these are the people that are paid. There's certainly people that this Turning Point area, CU team, they communicate with and obviously track how well they're doing the talking points. What I can't verify is, are all these people paid by Turning Point, or are some of them just like, hey, we have interests, give us talking points, I want to support the cause, I'm happy to be a parrot. So I'm not going to go out and say like, hey, Ben Shapiro is being paid by Turning Point users. I have no evidence of that. There's suspicion of it. But what you can say is these people are on board with the cause. They're on board with a coordinated smear campaign of Candace Owens, whether they're paid to or it matches a like agenda that they have. Now, the brilliance of using influencers to do this, it influences other people to do the same. Like, hey, you know, I saw Dave Rubin say Candace Owens is cruel, cunning, and evil. She is, isn't she? I've been influenced by that tweet, so now I will call Candace evil. So if you go across Twitter, everybody that you see calling Candace evil or a demon, they're not necessarily directly coordinating with TPUSA, but they're a puppet of the puppet of the puppet of Turning Point USA. That's kind of how that works. So Candace Owens has her investigative series into Erica Kirk coming up. Should be out right now, but what I do have is the trailer, which apparently is what caused the, hey, we need to do a coordinated attack on Candace. Like, we're doing this now? Can't this just like organically? Truth is organic? No, we're doing coordinated attack. So the trailer was threatening enough for one reason or another that it warranted a coordinated attack using the influencers, paying some refusing to be paid. I kind of like that. Here's the trailer.
President Trump says that Kirk has died after he was shot from a nearby building.
After being shot at Utah Valley University.
The great and even legendary Charlie Kirk is dead.
The cries of this widow will echo around the world like a battle cry.
I didn't even get to give him a kiss goodbye.
That young man, I forgive him.
Take your time.
Erica Kirk has been named the new CEO of Turning Point USA.
My husband's dead.
Like, I'm not trying to be morbid, but he's dead.
It's weird to say excited.
Describes her husband's funeral as the event of the century. Merch, hats.
We have 50,000 plus hat orders.
Nobody knows why she's out there in a glittering pantsuit in a recreated tent that her husband tragically was murdered in, throwing merch out.
Everyone grieves differently, so if someone's acting weird, don't read into that.
Zionists, the Prime Minister of Israel, all lied through their teeth about Charlie Kirk.
Her operation was in Constanta, the epicenter of Romania's trafficking scandal.
Weird conversations to have with a 15-year-old. I'm gonna touch your butt.
$8.6 million to their own shell company. What is going on?
We have nothing to hide. My aunt used to tell me, never do something that you don't want on the front page of a newspaper.
Now, Candace Owens goes hard in the paint. And if you've been watching videos on my channel over the past couple months, I 100% have questions about Erica Kirk's authenticity, her agenda. Things look weird from my perspective. I hear stuff from Candace Owens. I'm like, I had that same question. I hear other stuff from Candace Owens and say, that just sounds insane to me. I'm not on board with that. And this isn't about agreement or disagreement. This is about the objective reality that Turning Point USA is paying influencers to do a coordinated attack on Candace Owens. Just seeing that for what it is, and you can use your own judgment. Is that good or is it bad? By the way, how's that look on the influencers? For me, it is discrediting to Turning Point USA. I'm a guy who's like, hey, the truth doesn't need coordinated attacks. The truth doesn't need coordinated attacks to silence speech that has other perspectives. The truth is strong enough to win out. And I'm certainly not a guy who says I have any respect for an influencer who will say words as though they are his or her own when someone else is feeding them those words. That is just deception. It is, in my opinion, it's an act of soullessness. It's an act of prostitution, putting someone else inside of you, someone else's words into you. And to me, why the influencers look like the worst in this case is it's a complete loss of credibility for them. Maybe not complete loss, depends on how you see each individual influencer, but it is a substantial loss of credibility. It's like, oh, you're doing the bidding of a different organization. Boy, you sure also defend Israel a lot. You do that a lot. All of you kind of do that a lot. Complete loss of credibility is also fair to say. But here's how some people around the internet are judging this. Evan Kilgore says, I have my own disagreements with Candace Owens, but this is just crazy. They literally have paid smear campaigns against Candace Owens where they instruct right-wing influencers to call her demonic. None of this hate is organic or genuine. You don't loathe Zionists enough. I don't disagree with that. Petra Cowley, I told you they got a memo on that demon line. It's in bold. Haha. Con Inc. is beyond pathetic. Eric Spracklin. The pro-Erica influencers are literally bought and paid for, just as I suspected. Absolutely shameless. Health Ranger coordinates scripted attacks on Candace Owens. Everybody was told to call her demonic, and they all parroted it like obedient bots. Yes, they did. And at the end of the day, as things are getting weird and there's like just negative stuff happening, I consider a paid smear campaign against someone that's disguised. I consider that to be a negative. Important to keep in mind, things are not getting worse. They're getting revealed. I think that's incredibly true. And the revelation of the things, it means the deception, the lies, hypocrisy, deception, even evil. It's not hiding in the darkness anymore. It's getting revealed. We've seen that a lot with Epstein files and people related to him, even though there's apparently no criminals involved in that case. But nonetheless, let me know what you think about these leaked emails that reveal Turning Point USA organization, part of them, is coordinating with influencers allegedly paid to smear Candace Owens in a very coordinated attack. heavily using the words evil, demon, and demonic. Let me know in the comments below. I am curious what you think about that. I look forward to seeing you on our next video. But until then, just say what you think, not other people's words. It's better that way.